This week, we've also been reporting on the crisis many shelters in El Paso, Texas are facing.
It's such a humanitarian crisis on the border.
Look at this. As they have become overwhelmed, the shelters, following one of the largest mass migrant crossings ever in the area. According to the Texas Tribune, on Sunday night, more than 1,500 people walked over from Juarez, Mexico, into El Paso. A piece in the New York Times details the worsening situation. Quote, after nightfall on Sunday, hundreds of migrants stepped across the Rio Grande into El Paso, a caravan of people mainly from Nicaragua, whose crossing was among the largest in recent years along the West Texas border. Last week, El Paso saw nearly 7,000 migrants released from federal immigration custody, a weekly total that surpassed even those seen during the surge of Venezuelan arrivals this year. John Martin, the deputy director of the Opportunity Center for the Homeless in El Paso, said he had been told on Monday that another 2,500 migrants would be released in the coming week. The center, which primarily focuses on the local homeless population, has several locations, and Mr. Martin said most of them were over capacity. And the man quoted in that report, John Martin, joins us now. He is deputy director of the Opportunity Center for the Homeless in El Paso, Texas. So I guess if you could describe in more detail what is happening in your shelters, and are more migrants expected? Has it slowed down at all?
Actually, it hasn't slowed down at all, but you do need to understand that we, as the Opportunity Center, we operate 10 facilities, 5 of which are shelters. 3 of those are open to walk-ins, and those are the 3 that are actually being overwhelmed. And to put this into perspective, we've got a shelter for single adult men that typically comfortably handles between 100 to 120. Last night, we topped out over 200. And so if you ask me to describe it, it's chaotic. I'm going to be quite honest with you. The same is true for our Welcome Center, which is predominantly migrant families that are coming in. And again, it's approximately 60 to 70% over capacity. I believe that we're very close to having to say no. And as I've indicated to several, we don't want to say no. Our mission statement very simply states we work with all without distinction, and that includes country of origin. But if these numbers continue to grow, we're going to have to close those doors until we can decompress a little bit to allow more folks in.
Mr. Martin, this could get worse, as you know well. Next week, if Title 42 goes away, you could see an even bigger influx of migrants coming into the country through the border. How are you preparing for that? How are you bracing for that?
Well, I mean, there's still a little bit of an unknown as it relates to the lifting of Title 42. I mean, everything that I've read and prepared for, the numbers could easily double. And right now, from what I understand, the apprehensions at the border are approximately 2,500 per day. And so you're looking at 4,500 to 5,000 as they sort of pick it up. We are working with many partners within the community, both public and private, to take a look at what's needed at this point. But I still have a strong suspicion that even though we may have 2 or 3 additional shelters that are stood up within the coming days, it's still not going to be enough.
So, John, you just mentioned this overwhelming number that you may soon face in the coming days. What do you need? I mean, of course, big picture is a long-term solution here, but in this next stretch, in this sort of immediate crisis where you're doing triage, really, what kind of resources do you need to get through it?
Well, the predominant resource that's needed is a physical location, and you need to look at a physical location that can handle significant numbers. Many people have asked me what I think that would be. My guess would be, and it's a best guess, would be between 1,000 to 1,500, somewhere within that range. Because what's happening is all of these entities, ourselves included, are very successful in working with those that have their parole paperwork or their travel papers from ICE. We're moving them out of El Paso to their destination of choice rather quickly. But I tend to refer to it as the snowball effect. You know, if we're successful in getting 25 to their destination of choice, we've got 50 that's coming in the door. So the numbers are typically working in reverse at this point. And I don't see, at least with the current resources that we have, the ability to be able to play catch up.
Mr. Martin, have you ever had to close your doors before, and what are your personal feelings about potentially doing that?
Well, we've had one evening within the past month where we just simply couldn't handle more. And it's not the ability to want to work with them. It's the simple fact that we didn't have physical space for the people. So thankfully, it's only been that one night to date. But I will tell you that with the numbers that I've seen in the last 3 to 4 days, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens before the end of the week.
Yeah. Let me ask you really quickly. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as far as my personal feelings, one of the things I like about El Paso, we're not the wealthiest of communities. We are one of the most generous communities in the nation, and the community does come together in times of need. We just are afraid of having to say that word being no.
Well, can you tell us what you're on the ground and you see this happening? You obviously talk to these migrants seeking a better life. Can you tell us what you believe is causing such a mass influx of the migrants, especially over the past year?
Well, I mean, for us, this all started in mid-August, and it started with the Venezuelans, okay? And we know that Title 42 was amended, and so the large number of Venezuelans that we were seeing really began to abate in mid to late September. The flow of individuals continued at that point, albeit very few Venezuelans moving forward. If we fast forward to today, the predominant countries of origin that we're seeing is Nicaragua, which is followed by Cuba at this point, but we are seeing a spattering of individuals. These individuals typically travel anywhere from 1 to 3 months, typically by foot, to be able to get to the border. It's a desire for them to have a better life. Depending upon their country of origin, you folks have read what I've read at this point. We know what's happening there, and they're simply trying to escape that issue. And so that's the critical issue. We need to know, and they're good people. They want to work, but again, they can't work because they don't have work visas. So it makes it very difficult, even though they have been legally released through the process. And so we do work with family and friends to get the resources together that they need as far as travel process, but they're good folks, and I'm going to maintain that. And they're in a desperate situation.
The Deputy Director of the Opportunity Center for the Homeless in El Paso, Texas, John Martin, thank you very much. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for being on the show this morning.